welcome. I bet you weren't expecting this. Personally, neither was I. But since there was meant to be a second episode on Saturdays, and one of the people on my Patreon who are actually supporting that decided, you know what? Let's split it out. Let's see something new. Let's get back into my groove of just, I think, cute girls doing cute things. This time, cycling edition. Now, I have owned a bicycle many, many years ago. I think I still remember how to ride it. And once again, since this is a first episode of a new show, if you're new here, check down in the description for full uncut versions of the episodes and my responses. If you would, though, just keep YouTube open in the background, put it on mute maybe. Really helps out the channel more than you would realise. YouTube has not been kind. Much like any other show in this kind of subgenre. I'm just here for the ride. See the interaction between certain characters, maybe the dumb situations they can find themselves in. Maybe, just maybe, pick up the bug for actually a bit of exercise. As you may have noticed, there is a bike in the background here. It doesn't actually move. Not exactly the same, but let's sit down, hopefully enjoy some long riders. Whenever a show starts with a falling sakura leaf or something, you know there's going to be a rather charming time to be had, but guessing the big drive to try and recruit as many people as possible into your club. Make sure nothing actually just no clubs get dismantled and the like. There were nothing like this in my school. Oh, okay. If you really want to sell what a character is like immediately, I think we're getting how she is. She holds herself quite well, and then you've got... Huh? It's, what, love at first sight in the terms of cycling. Oh, just something about the girl herself? No? Oh, she just... Yeah. She really likes that design, I'm guessing. Normal bikes are fine, but... tiny wheels... At least... Oh yeah, this is another thing. I have seen some, maybe poster or something for this show, so I know somewhat some various character designs, but that's about it. And I did know they go full get-up with the riding gear and everything, going all in. Now, when I did used to ride on my bike 15 years ago, there wasn't many places I would actually go. It was usually just around the near vicinity, and obviously didn't go very far. Probably a couple of kilometres at most. I do not feel as though I missed out, though, because it would have been far too much effort. I wonder if this will give the same kind of feeling as Yudu Camp, though. Seeing some of the places they'll end up getting to just by virtue of riding. I mean, yeah, she's been seeing that bike normal for a while. No. First time seeing a foldable bike at tiny wheels. Is she her mother? Make sure she's got full padded gear and everything. Well, she was slightly envious that she had a bit of freedom. Does she need to go through the very basics of learning how to ride a bike? I mean, if you've got tiny little wheels like this and your center of gravity is a bit lower, it would be easy just to step down and not fall. Maybe put on stabilizers. And she's not one to crush a dream immediately. She does have to buy a bike, yeah. Does she have any sort of funds or income? You can get quite... Alpaca? You can get quite expensive. Look at that, yeah. $2,500 essentially. And the price you're looking at, these might be a little all out of her price range. This is surely a mistake, right? They carried the decimal point a little too far. I believe the bike I had when I was younger was probably around £20. Surprised it didn't fall apart sooner, really. And how much does she have? More than I thought. You can still get a fairly decent bike for that, just maybe not at this store. I don't think she's gonna get a discount or anything. Dreams shattered before they could even begin. Other stores, maybe go to the less high-end retailers. But the bikes aren't quite as good, but they're cheaper. A fair bit cheaper as well. I think she's found the one for her, considering the savings that she withdrew. Comparatively. Cheaper. But for that price difference, is she really that worried? For a first bike, do you want to go all in expensive, or... I don't think she's letting go. I mean, impulse decisions probably going to affect her quite a lot. So she is easily attached, very clumsy. She has a bike. Now the next step, does she know what to do with it? She hasn't thought that bit through. Now she'd want a bike. Does she have anywhere to store it as well? So she's now going to have put her personality towards cycling. I mean, sure, there's competitive cycling, but for something that she might just want to get into a little to begin with. Improve herself through the medium of bikes. It's one thing seeing someone enthusiastic about a hobby or a sport or something, but then having her friend with her along the way, encouraging it on. I would definitely have stuck to more hobbies if there's actually someone saying it wasn't a dumb idea. I think she's gonna do it. Is she now drawing a emotional attachment more than just what we saw before with her bike? She's gonna start naming it as well. Hmm? Yeah. There we go. You may want to call some professional help for her. It is a perfect day for cycling, yes. Nice, not a heavy breeze and good sun. Did she stay up all night hugging the bike? And as far as Ponta, she named it, but I guess it wasn't too far off the brand. But still, for all her bluster about wanting to start cycling and really getting into it, we haven't actually seen her sit on it yet, let alone move. And it's good to stay hydrated as well. Keep the... Is it really a contest? I mean... Fine. It's very inventive. I mean, who are we to squash that enthusiasm? Care about the dangers, stay off any kind of busy roads and all this. That is a very good idea for a first journey. They'll take breaks along the way, stop off for food or anything maybe. Well, she's got at least the form down, she can sit on it properly. Does she know where the brakes and everything is? So I wonder the stout bike, does it come with many adjustable gears and the like? Not sure about the grass and reeds down by the river. Just having a new lease of life, a new outlook. She's enjoying things quite quickly. It's kind of nice to see. think if I'm going to be watching this alongside also watching Gyuru Camp, might have a overload of calmness. If I mean comatose and not too soon after. She is going to completely wear herself out. Tomorrow is going to be harsh on her legs. It's her first journey on her beloved Pontycoon. Of course, there's going to be hard to get her to slow down, stop, and be inseparable. There we go. And what happens? Has she never been exhausted before? Also, what happens when the inevitable happens and like a loose chain or something? Maybe a couple of spokes break. Yeah, that's the sound that someone makes when they're fine. Excessive exercise when she's not used to it. Working muscles that don't really get much exercise normally. And now she's hit that wall. Well, she imagines she can just ride absolutely anywhere on her first attempt. Well, she did say she didn't sleep as well. No food, no sleep. At least hopefully some hydration. I mean, that's more than basic. That's just how to live. You need to have some nutrition. Never heard of the term hunger knock. Hope she doesn't overload on carbs or anything, though. Really get into things. Waving down. Oh, those are proper slimline bikes. You could say that. And what they have energy paste. I've not seen energy paste, not like this. I know that Japan has a couple of neat little products you can get. There can be nothing is ever too sweet. I mean, if you are getting a burst of energy in I'm guessing gel or something, if it's quick release, it would probably be quite sweet. Is she able to move? That's the main question. It was good that they had the cycling enthusiasts who actually carry the paste. Do they carry any with them, or do they know someone? They know someone. So this is going to first bike ride and a milk house. I agree with that flavour choice. I'm guessing vanilla and matcha. Huh. There are quite a few farms and whatnot somewhat nearby to me now. I think they're mostly pig farms though. Not many local dairy places or ice cream houses. I mean, especially on a day like this, we saw it's fairly nice and sunny. It would be the midway treat if she can make it here, cycle all the way. Think of it, if she can only make it so far the way currently, she builds up her stamina and strength. Think of what she'd feel about herself then. They never once addressed each other in that entire several hours that they spent together. If they continue on this route, if she keeps up with it and actually manages to get to the ice cream place again, yeah, it seems quite likely. She has a long journey ahead of her. I mean, it's not as easy as riding a bike. Oh, wait a minute. For the first time out and the brief moments of excitement, there's something that she's going to treasure, at least using it as a motivation to continue on. She can bring her own snack pots and the like, just in case for next time. It is getting late. You've got to... What, does she want her to carry her or something? Did you really think that was the end point of the journey? What would that... Yep. My prediction was right. It's hell on her now. Well, first she almost tripped herself, and then, yep, that's it. That's her done. Just bury her where she sits now. Ah. More paste. Seems they ran into each other again. What auspicious timing. Good on the fountain as well. Maybe they can actually ask for a name this time. And how long is it going to take before her room starts getting filled with more cycling paraphernalia? When's she going to get her first helmet and everything? I'm surprised we didn't have one for this journey, to be fair. For her first time cycling, even on a relatively safe bike like this. Once again with Mount Fuji. Do we just sit back and not question any of her decisions that she's making along the way? How little thought she's actually putting into things before jumping in. We saw it immediately when we're getting an ET. We're getting an ET. Okay. She just dives in feet first without thinking. You know what? I want to try cycling. You know what? This bike is cute. You know what? Let's go riding now. How much trouble is she going to find herself in? But that was charming, wasn't it? When you've got someone that is just so enthusiastic about something. I remember, actually, no, it's pretty much every single idea or hobby that I have starts with that feeling. It's like, oh, I want to do this. See what it requires. Start, preferably in the same day or so. Although my attention span isn't exactly the best, so many of them falter quite early on in the process. I feel as though, mainly because of the entire concept of the show here, she's actually going to get quite embedded into the cycling culture. But a coincidental meeting. First trip out on the bike, meeting people with like-minded and a lot more further down the road of how invested they are. Saving her life. Kinda. But as far as getting me amped up for the idea of cycling and the like, still a ways to go before I step foot outside. But I wouldn't say it's completely off the table. I did like the idea, though, that I'm interested in cycling, can we go have a look at bikes? Sure. I'll take you to one of probably the most expensive normal customer-facing shops there is. High-end straight away. What a great friend. For someone that you don't know if they're actually going to keep it up or anything, having that shock value that these are the expensive bikes. Have something to work towards. Is she actually going to upgrade? Sounds like a harsh plan, but move on from Ponto and in the future, maybe do something that might be a little more easygoing on the legs and everything, especially for long distance doing this properly cycling. She can ride Ponto when she just wants a trip outside, a nice casual time out just to have fun. As far as first episodes go, charming, dumb, kind of amusing, getting a good grasp on character types. You got the somewhat reliable and yet level-headed friend. Who is trying to encourage a passion and yet is a little further ahead in it. And then I'm getting a lot of Girls on Panzer chairman vibes from the short girl that was handing out the energy paste. I do believe, though, that they are definitely going to have some sort of medical kit on standby, considering the tumbles and falls that we've seen so far in the first episode. How long before any sort of major damage is incurred? I don't feel as though this is going to be a show where I get lost in the conversation too much, or have certain plot points and details kind of go over my head. Unlike some others that have been watching. That means I can just sit down and enjoy it, if not for the scenes, the characters, the general atmosphere. But for the sheer enjoyment that we can see on a character's face, finding something that they really adore. In this case, I would say cycling, but it's really more the bike, isn't it? But if you have enjoyed this, if this was unexpected for you and you'd like to possibly get in a recommendation in the future that might go under the radar sometimes, let me know. If I entertained you, leave a like and a comment down below, it really helps out the channel. But for now, subscribe so you don't miss out, maybe join onto my Discord, but definitely get yourself some rest, eat healthily, maybe do a stretch or two, work down those muscles. Don't want to end up stiff in the morning. See you in the next one. All of my patrons really are the chain that provides the power to the wheels that are my channel, and without them, I really wouldn't be able to get anywhere. And with my nonsensical ramblings out of the way, I really do need to thank Noku, Sal, Croyville, Diego Zenhausen, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Lightwizard91, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else. Because though it may not be literal, you really do enable me to hit the road and go far.